What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and in front of me we have a short, heavy, thick, non-optics ready, no rail, no stippling, ugly, unshootable, piece of crap, not advanced, not up to date, no technology, a 40, a micro compact, a subcompact. I can keep going on and on about how terrible this handgun is right here. It won't work for self-defense. You literally cannot carry a Glock 27 Gen 5 that's been 100% reliable with some awesome defensive ammo and defend yourself. This is absolute crap, at least according to the internet. So today we're going to be reviewing an actual handgun, but it is one that I love a lot. The Walther PDP F. Now, before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. I just wanted to say thank you to my buddy Daniel Hegg. Not only has he opened my eyes to certain firearms, larger firearms, certain brands of firearms, but also just what Walther offers right out of the box, basically right out of the package, right? So today we're going to be reviewing his Walther PDP F, and by the end of it, you guys can be the judge if this is a handgun that I plan on picking up or not, based off my review. Let's get into it. The Walther PDP F. Let me grab my Glock 27. We're going to start it off by showing you the capacity. This is a 15 round mag, basically similar in size to maybe a compact, right? This is more of a compact size with a shorter barrel and shorter slide. My Glock 27 has a 3.42 inch barrel. The Walther has a 3.5 inch barrel. In terms of width, they're about the same. There's slide to slide, there's frame to frame. So in terms of width, they're about the same. Barrel length, the Walther is just a tad bit longer. So if you imagine this as a Glock 26, which is chambered 9mm, they're very similar in barrel length. Now, if you compare it to like a Glock 19, which is a true compact, you know, it's going to sit out just about a ½ inch, you know, from this side of my finger. It's going to be about a ½ inch longer. So this handgun right here is sort of a hybrid, right? It's going to be a little more comfortable to carry, especially if you carry appendix, and this is pointed toward your junk or near your junk. Having that a little bit shorter barrel is going to be nicer for carry, while still having a larger grip, which for some people makes it harder to print. But the way these Walthers carry, they're actually very easy to carry for how big they are. And it's something about the grip angle. I don't know. I'll go into that in a little bit. I actually tried carrying it with a sticky holster. I was extremely surprised how it worked out. But like I said, you get a full grip for a nice draw, for that compact size grip. And what's nice about Walthers is they think about everything. It's not like this, which is one of Glock's newest additions, the Gen 5s, and it has no features, even though I carried this all day. Let me put it back in my holster. And I trust my life with it. But there are other options out there other than Glock. I love Glock for the simplicity. I don't care about any of the upgrades. At the end of the day, if I have a 40 Smith & Wesson that runs, I'm good to go. But the PDP F is a great option right out of the box. One thing I want to point out before we get into anything else is the ergonomics. Every Walther my buddy owns. He's got the PDP Pro, PDP Compact, PDP Compact Pro. He's got the steel frame PDP. I mean, he's got everything. The Walther PDP F. One thing I'll say about all of them, what they all have in common is, the second you grab that handgun, regardless of hand size, regardless of anything, it just fits your hand. The PDP Compacts maybe fit my hand a little bit better than the PDP F, but this fits my hand really well. And for a lot of people with smaller hands, this would be better than the Compacts. I wear size large gloves for reference, so just wanted to point that out. This fits really well. And I get a full 3-finger contact on it. Or 3 finger as a contact. Absolutely love it. Another nice thing about it is it sort of locks your fingers in there. They just add something so simple. Glock will never do it for a long time, but all these features of stippling. So easy. Glock can afford to do it. It wouldn't up their cost that much. You're already adding a little stippling, they do, but this is just everywhere. It's this whole entire grip, and man, is it smooth and clean. And it just locks your hands in, especially with this, you know, like beveled out, almost it's like flared, right? And it feels pretty good, dang good, and snags those 3 fingers in there real nice. Plus, your hand sits real high on that really well-made beaver tail. I absolutely love it. So the number one thing I notice about the Walthers when I pick them up is how it feels in my hand. Now, you're going to have some people on the internet saying, oh, it doesn't matter how it feels in your hand. You should be able to shoot anything good. Now, I agree with that. If you practice, you should be able to shoot anything good. If you have the fundamentals down, you should be able to shoot anything good. But Walther makes it that much easier with the way it feels in your hand. It's just a good, comforting feeling, and so I don't really care what those people say. I like stuff that's relatively ergonomic. And for me, a Glock 27 Gen 5 is not the most ergonomic, but I still carry it. It makes this handgun feel like pillows. It literally feels like you're grabbing onto a pillow. It's just so comfortable. Now, one thing I do like as well is I live in a state that does get cold. This has a wide open trigger guard. If you see that, you can get a gloved finger in there, easy as can be. Now, what's nice about that is in the winter, gloved fingers, -20, -30, and you go to draw, you have that big grip that you can just take out of the holster, right? Easy draw, whatever. But then you have that nice control over that trigger because that glove's not going to cause your firearm to go off. I have handguns like the Canik Meta MC9 that look like this. And it's like, how do you expect anyone that lives in a cold area to carry that handgun safely under stress? It just doesn't make sense. Now, like I said, 15+1, we've been unloaded and cleared about 10 times prior to making this video, so we are good to go. Mags are quality. Some of them have blue followers on the other PDPs, but this one does have an orange follower. Not a big deal. I sort of do like the blue, though, for some reason. Comes with a nice rail. Taking these down, extremely easy. Everything functions. It launches that mag. The slide racks so easily, and it's sort of like butter. It's really nice. It is really, really light. So if you do have bad hands, if you had double wrist surgery, if you do physical labor for a living like I do, yeah, it works really well and feels pretty decent on your hands. I have some handguns with such a tight spring that it actually causes pain in my hands. Now, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to cry about it like everyone else when they're shooting a 40. Oh, the recoil, the pain. No, it just is what it is. But I'm saying if you do have really, really bad hands that are always in pain like mine, this handgun suits you pretty well. Also, once again, that's where the ergonomics come in. Now, on top of that, locks back with ease. But that release is just one of the best slide releases on the market. It is just so nice. I had zero problems accidentally engaging it, and it just works really, really well. So a lot of people like to chamber around like this, but I do not like doing that. I always slingshot regardless. So, I go like this, but it is what it is. Forward serrations, rear serrations, not a big deal. And on these Walthers, these PDPs and stuff, they have a really nice finish. They sort of look plain, but they're a really nice finish. You'll never have rust like SIGs. You'll never have any issues like that, or like the Rugers, or whatever the case may be. It's a really, really nice finish. Now, in terms of sights, I want to say my buddy had these put on aftermarket because the Walthers come with a 3-dot white sight. A lot of them do. And while they're some of the most accurate handguns that I've ever shot, hands down, the Walther PDP Pro, the PDP Compact, the steel frame, some of the most accurate handguns that I've ever shot in my life. And I actually shoot smaller handguns better because that's what I train the most with. So when I switch over to full sizes and stuff like that, I actually tend to shoot them worse. But with the Walthers, they're cheat codes. They're just awesome. Like, this is literally one of the best carry guns out there. Now, it's not carry oriented. I mean, in my opinion, I like smaller stuff for carry. But if you do like compacts, this is the way to go. You got a short barrel for being more comfortable for appendix carry, a nice compact size grip for draw, as well as ease of shooting. I mean, this thing is the total package. So when it comes to self-defense, you're not going to be missing with this handgun. It is a cheat code, as all Walthers tend to be. But like I said, my buddy got these Amerigos put on there. I believe they're the Protectors or Hackathorns or something like that. Textured blackout rear, which he really likes, and then that orange dot up front. I really like sights like that. But if it was me, I would probably switch over to something like this. These are XS sights, and I would get them in orange. But like I said, this is his gun, and these sights work just good. But for me, I'd probably go something like that. XS sights, 3-dot tritiums, really easy combat sights to shoot with. Now, these, easy sights to shoot with as well. Just as easy. They're great. They pop out at you. I really do like Ameriglo sights. Obviously, it's optics ready. But another thing we joke around about at the range is he has all these Walthers, and he's got optics in some and none on the other. But we joke around and say, these handguns don't need optics. Like, you are going to pay, $600 or whatever the case is. I believe this is $599. You're going to be paying that. But what's nice is you don't have to go the extra mile and buy an optic for it. This thing is just so easy to shoot. And something we always talk about is when you're shooting, yes, you feel a little bit more recoil than your average compact because of the weight and the way the handgun is made. But what's nice about it is it always returns to zero every time. It is probably one of the quickest handguns I've ever shot, simply because of how fast it's right back on target. And we went shooting with a couple people this morning, and we all agreed the way the Walthers return to zero is unbelievable. It is so natural. Now, I have a couple handguns that are like that, like my Glock 26, my Glock 48, but I don't think I've ever shot a handgun that returns back to zero better than the Walthers, and I'm talking the whole entire lineup. I'm not just talking this in particular. So you can take that and apply it to every other Walther, and that's exactly how I feel about it. Now, like I said, he did update the sights. The sights are normally 3-dot white sights, and they're very small white dots, and they tend to have an adjustable rear. But in my opinion, they're not the best. But once again, this is a cheat code. Even with those, crappy, which they're not crappy, but they're just not preferred. Even with sights like that, they just run. It's just so accurate. The handgun is just exactly what you want. It's unbelievable. They are awesome shooting handguns. Like I said, Walther, we have the PPS M2 as my wife's. Not my favorite not my favorite brand, because they don't offer a lot of carry options, other than like the 380s and stuff like that. But in terms of 9mm, I would say this is their best carry option other than the PPS M2. I'm really excited to see their next releases that are carry oriented. But this handgun can be concealed and carried. It's, relatively light. It's an awesome handgun. Like I said, get no money from Walther or anything. It's just my true feelings on this handgun. One of the greatest handguns I've ever shot. Like I said, I do like the compact grip better. It fits my size large hands better. But the PDP F fits like a glove as well. Awesome handgun. Zero issues, zero reliability problems. He's put so many rounds through all his Walthers. We put 1,000 rounds through a lot of these Walthers this morning. Obviously, we shot like a Hellcat, 48. We shot other firearms. But out of the 5 Walthers he had there, those probably ate up 750 of the rounds. So, awesome handgun. You cannot beat any of the Walther series, in my opinion. They're just ready to go right out of the box. Just great guns. Nothing bad to say about them at all. I'll just go real slow around the whole handgun so you can see it. Then I'll let you get out of here. Please drop a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help the channel. And if you do want to help the channel more than that, you can do a donation to the channel. It should be right down below. You can get a membership, whatever you want to do to help out the channel. That allows me to bring more content to you guys, so you can get better ideas of stuff that's out there, and what I like and what other people around me like. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.